Hello, everybody. I hope everyone has had a great week. It's been a long time since I've done a Keiki story, so I'm so glad. I was sick the last couple of weeks. I'm so glad I'm back and I'm able to really talk to our Keiki, really talk to you guys. Today, we learn about what it means to watch what we say. Have you ever had an instance where someone said something really mean and hurtful to you? In today's message, I share about something that happened to me that really changed the way I saw the world. I remember one of my friends looked at me and said, "I hate you." And I thought that was so mean and so cruel. Till this day, every time I think about that instance, I still remember it like it was yesterday. And I get goosebumps just thinking about it because it was so hurtful. And throughout my life, I've really seen how our words have a huge impact on how we treat other people, how they affect other people. I remember, during gym class when I was in sixth grade, I was a really bad volleyball player. And I remember the ball would come towards me and it would like hit my head, or, I never was able to, hit the ball right. And people hated having me on their team. People didn't like having me on their team. And I remember being really discouraged. And anytime we were playing volleyball in gym class, I would get super depressed because I knew that the ball would come towards me and I wouldn't hit it, and we would lose a point. Well, I remember one day, a girl coming up to me after gym class saying, "Joy, you can do really well. I really believe in you. I hope you can continue to try to play volleyball. I'll help you." And that just really changed my perspective. And I thought for a second, wow, maybe I can play volleyball. And she was next to me the next time we had gym class, and she was like, "You did a good job. You could do it." And it really changed my perspective, and it really uplifted my spirit. And over time, I thought, man, it was all mental. I can play volleyball, but it's because everybody was saying, "Joy, you stink, or you're bad at this. You can't play volleyball." I really started to believe it. And I, over time, actually got really good at volleyball, and I actually really started to enjoy it. Well, when I think about that, I think about just the power that words have over, our lives. If you think about it, we really need to be careful of what we say to other people. If you take a moment and you think, man, I said something mean to my friends or my siblings, maybe to my parents, maybe I said something that I shouldn't say. These words can come out of our mouths very quickly, but we have to be careful. In the book of James, he makes it very clear that we have to watch what we say because it can really have a lasting impact. And he gives a really great example. He says, "Likewise, the tongue is a small part of the body, but it makes great boasts. Consider what a great forest is set on fire by a small spark." So if you think about how fires work, how just a little spark could set off a huge fire and have a lasting effect. That's what we need to remember before we say something out of anger or say something that's really hurtful to other people. James really knew the effect of this. And remember, he was actually a disciple of Jesus. So he watched how Jesus talked to other people. He watched how kind he was. He saw how caring he was to other people, and how Jesus didn't lash out with his words just out of anger. There were plenty of times where he was angry, but he was very careful with his words. So we as Christians, as followers of Christ, have to be careful of the things that we say. So I hope everyone going forward, before you say something out of anger, before you say something because you want to hurt someone because they hurt you, before you say something because you want to get revenge or something, I hope everyone can remember that your words are like a fire, and it could have a lasting effect. I hope we can remember Jesus and how Jesus lived, and we could hold our tongue for just a second and think, do I really need to say this? Probably not. Hope we can breathe, take a moment, and think about what we could say to communicate what we're feeling, but in a way that's not hurtful or hateful. I hope we could remember that this week. Amen.